What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Talk with Tay podcast. Took a little break from podcasting for some mental clarity on some things, man. But I'm back now, and Jared is one of my first virtual guests, special guests today. We got Jared Hendryx in the building on the show. He's the owner of The Next Play.
Yes,
Welcome
sir.
to the show, bro.
I appreciate you having me, Tay. Definitely looking forward to diving into this conversation. I appreciate your platform so much. Giving the people that experience grief like us such a authentic voice is very important.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah, man. Like I said, I appreciate you for reaching out, man, and wanting to share it because I know you feel
Yeah,
we gonna get
it's
into
tough.
it, but I
Tough.
know, man. But first, I want to take this time to let you introduce yourself formally for my guests and tell us a little bit about how the next play came about for you.
Got you. So Jared Hendryx, as Tay shared, from Durham, North Carolina. That's where I grew up. Um, and the next play is something I came up with from my time as a collegiate athlete and then not really properly preparing for my next steps after that. When professional ball isn't on the in the deck of cards anymore, and kind of looking back and feeling the sting of like a lot of wasted opportunities and again, you kind of got to have tunnel vision to get to that pro point, but it just doesn't pan out for the far majority of people. So I
Hmm.
wanted to offer a community and resources to my fellow former and current student athletes to where they could properly or better navigate that transition than I did.
Okay, cool, cool. Where'd you hoop at, bro?
At Queens University here in Charlotte, North
Okay,
Carolina. Yep.
okay, cool, cool. How many years college did you play?
So I played all 4 years,
All
all
four.
4 years at Queens.
Okay.
And I saw you. You got a sports background as well, correct?
Yeah, I play baseball. I hooped in college. Actually, people
Okay,
don't even know this. I hooped my JUCO for a year. So
got you.
I definitely got a sports background for sure.
Okay, absolutely. And so yeah, just really navigating that. I transitioned into pharmaceutical sales, and
Okay.
I noticed they always talk about how sales and athletics is a lot of the skills are transferable or the traits are transferable. You got to be diligent, persistent, work
Right.
on a team and whatnot. But there was still just a missing component from that. There's not as direct of a translation as
Mm.
people make it out to seem. So I kind of wanted to help bridge that gap and help people understand how to prepare and how to navigate it. Because I think they always tell you to network and do
Hmm.
all this, but it's real surface level, and I don't think they've really properly prepare student athletes. You give up a lot to potentially not get anything in return. Um, so that's what I want to fix moving forward.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, bro. What you're doing is dope, man. Because you hit it right on the nose, man. A lot of like athletes and coming out of college and like you say, when that opportunity is not at the next level, not
Yeah.
there, bro. A lot of us don't know what to do. Like you say, people tell us what to do from a surface level standpoint, but
Mhm.
most people don't even know how to, dress up for an interview, a proper
Yeah.
handshake, send an email. You know what I mean? Like it's shit that
Yeah.
you wouldn't even think about
Hmm.
that transition of just not being an athlete no more, man. I really fuck with what you're doing, bro.
I
So
appreciate that.
what how long after did okay, let me ask you this. After you finished college ball, was there any pro opportunities for you?
I didn't really pursue them, to be honest.
Okay.
I always enjoyed basketball, but I was in love with it for a very short amount of time. And
Okay.
some of my other teammates went over there and I mean, they really loved it. So the amount of money they were making, they were willing to, grind and be
Yeah.
away from their family to potentially reach, the some of the better financial outcomes you can reach. Me
Hmm.
personally, I didn't see myself doing that. It
Right.
didn't make sense for me. In hindsight, maybe I think I should have or would have tried it at least just to see different parts of the world. But
Hmm.
from a strictly financial standpoint, it never made sense for me. I didn't love it that much to sacrifice, my comfortability and stuff like that. So
Okay, okay, yeah, no, that's real, bro. A lot of people not, can't admit to that, man.
Nah,
Like
for
they'll probably try to pursue like because I'm familiar like a lot of my home I played baseball, and
Mhm.
a lot of my friends growing up we hooped and a lot of them went to the next level and stuff, but that I think basketball is probably the hardest sport to transition to the next level, bro. And people don't get that at all, bro. Like
Right.
it's rare that you find people, like yourself that's real honest. Like, man, nah, I don't want to sacrifice this for the game. I love it, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean? People will put themselves in certain positions to where, later in life
Mhm.
it's a little funny, man. So yeah, what was
Gassed out.
that?
You can't
What
even
was that?
bounce back.
Yeah, yeah. So what was that? So what was that like for you, like as far as your peers, and what was that transition for you, starting the next play? Like,
So right out of college, I was working real like blue collar jobs, stuff I used to do during the summer breaks and whatnot to always make some money to have on the side.
right,
Before, this was pre NIL. Not that I would have made crazy NIL money, but
right,
I'm
right.
saying that opportunity wasn't there. So I always worked. So I was like cleaning windows. I eventually transitioned into like working for the water company. And it's funny because you working in these places, they see I'm 6'8", so like they like, yo, like
Oh shit, man, I
they
didn't know
like
you was
why
six.
they like why are you here pretty much? Like
Yeah.
why are you not in the NBA? Why are you not, still playing ball? And so I never really cared about that, but as I look back on it, I'm like, yo, like it's such a pressure to keep going at whatever cost. And it's like, yo, people don't really understand. Again, it's very rarely what it looks like on the
Yeah.
outside. And so, watching some of my teammates go, they're enjoying it. They're getting to see the world. Some of them, they are making really good money. And I love that they decided to chase their passions
Right.
and do that. And then so I'm working at the water plant, and I come home from the water plant. I'm dirty. I'm fixing water leaks and whatnot. And my parents, they about to go to a retirement party. I had
Hmm.
moved back home from Charlotte at the time, and they was like, "Nah, we ain't gonna go. We don't feel like going." But they ended up going, and they came back with a reference from a family friend that pretty much got me into sales, pharmaceutical sales.
Okay.
Um, and that was kind of like my breakthrough into like I guess a more corporate serious role. But I learned all of my skills and my soft skills in those, blue collar outside
Hmm.
working outside, how to work with people, work on a team, customer service and all that that does directly translate into what I do now. um, and that's kind of where I got or how I got to where I'm at now. And then
Okay.
after about a year being in sales, I was like, on the outside looking in, pharmaceutical sales is this real. I thought it was just a real like it's just like highly regarded. Like I noticed people looked at me differently when I told them what I do now versus when I was cleaning windows or whatever. But I'm
Yeah.
like, I know so many people with similar skill sets that could or should be, able to make similar amounts of money as me or more. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know people who are in those positions who aren't as qualified as the people that are. So I'm like, I got to do something. Like this ain't right. Like I can't be the only one, benefiting from this, and I gotta, open a door and reach back how somebody reached back for me. But I wanted to tailor it specifically to athletes because I think we miss out on a lot when we get so tunnel vision on trying to, make it professional and whatnot.
Man, I agree, bro. I agree. Like I said again, bro. I love like hearing you now. I did my homework, but now hearing you talk about it, bro. I love that you bridge that gap and you continue to do that because, like I say, man, you was just saying, when you spoke about the role that you had in the industry that you were
Mhm.
in, you was like, wait a minute, hold on. Like a lot of people can
Yeah.
can transition a lot of the skills that they currently have, but they don't even know they have them. You
Yep.
know what I mean? It's just so honed in on sports, and you know what I mean. And that's
Mhm.
where a lot of people get lost because they feel like they can't do anything else.
Yeah.
And for me, like my experience, bro, like I kind of had the same mindset as you too.
Hmm.
Like no, like damn, I love baseball, but like I don't know if I'm willing to sacrifice, just a lot of the comfort and just a lot of the shit that I did eventually end up going through when I pursued
Hmm.
my professional opportunity, right? And I was about 3 years in, but I still, was still focusing on my actual career a little bit
Yeah.
too. So it was, man, for people who don't got it figured out, bro, like you doing something special because I played with a
Appreciate
lot
it.
of dudes who was just like, I pursued opportunity at the minor league independent level. So
Okay.
so people that don't know, that's like, you
I
feel
was
me?
gonna
It's
ask you, can you break that down a little bit?
yeah, okay. So it's 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 not affiliated with the MLB. It's privately funded. So it's a own league. They got many leagues of it, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? But the pay is very, very less.
Okay.
Minor league affiliate pay is not, not the best either. They probably get shit. Don't even quote me on this, bro. I'm gonna just tell you what I got paid. I was getting paid like $300 a week, my nigga. Like, you feel
Okay.
me? Like, it was.
I know how it goes. Like, bro,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
And so
real.
when I was seeing people like, keep in mind, this wasn't consistently. Like, that
Mhm.
wasn't, you feel me? Like, no, we wasn't getting that all the time. But that was like the
Yeah.
highest I got. And I was seeing people like just so dependent on that. I was like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? That's a wake up call for a lot
Hmm.
of athletes, you know what I mean? So again, I definitely love what you're doing, man. But
Appreciate it.
I want to take this moment to ask, what made you, want to have interest in coming on the podcast with me today, bro?
Got you. So, actually, I had just got out of like a relationship. So,
Mm.
I and she shared with me some things. It just made me look at myself like, what's really going on with me? Like some stuff, because like when somebody else is experiencing you,
Yeah,
they're going to pick up on different things that you may not even be conscious of, or little small habits that you might have had that you've always had or you've gained throughout, after grief or whatever.
hmm,
I'm just on TikTok. I'm looking up like just trying to piece things together. I'm doing a lot of introspection and then or like inner work, I guess.
right.
And your one of your videos was like one of the first ones that popped up, and it
Hmm.
just was kind of unique to see a younger black man, sharing his experience with grief because it's a very isolating experience. Like it's so easy to just go internal, try to
Yeah,
figure it out yourself, not let nobody in. And I was like, even if this not my person, right? For the
right,
next person, I don't want this to continue to be like something that is pushing the next person away or whatever. And it don't even got to be romantic. It could be platonic.
right,
I'll show up at work within my family, like, and so I was just like, I gotta like, hear his story, see how he's been navigating it, and then sharing always helps you even like piece things together. Like as you're talking about it, I find you can look back and figure out certain moments where things showed up, or where you could have been better, or whatever the situation
right,
is.
right. Yeah,
So I seen your page, I went through it. I seen you offered the opportunity for people to come on and share their sides, and I just wanted to be a part of it because again, I think what you're doing is it's very necessary, especially for our demographic. Because we experience it a lot and we don't
mm,
talk about it honestly in
yeah,
a way we
yeah,
should.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I appreciate that, bro. And before we get deeper into both of our experiences,
yeah.
bro. I want to point out the fact that you said, you never, I think you said something along the lines of you sharing, you never know, what somebody else is going through and how you can learn from that, bro. Like what you just said about the relationship aspect, like I'm going through that right now too. So
Mhm.
like I definitely understand, man. And for those watching, man, I started this podcast after the death of my mother, right? And I was Man, it was probably just the worst shit ever, man. It is the worst shit ever. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
100%.
And I was in a relationship too, bro. And like you say, people experience a different version of you that you cannot see, bro. Like, and it's a lot. Like, and I ain't never been the person to, claim to be perfect or anything like that. But it did take me a while to really understand like what I
Exactly.
was on during that time. So
Mhm.
before we get into that, man, I just want to say, so you joined the show because we have a similar experience of you losing your mother, man. Like,
Absolutely.
man, I'm sorry for your loss, bro, for real. And
Likewise.
yeah, man, I just want to yeah, tell us a little bit, about how that transpired and the events with that.
Got you. So this was my mom passed away December 5th, 2022. And then kind of to go back, into this is right after I got my first job in pharmaceutical sales. I moved from Durham to Virginia Beach. Like I'm feeling like, at least money wise, like my life is, it's starting to get on track. It's making sense.
Yeah.
Um, she had her and my stepdad came to visit like maybe once in September. Then I was actually born in New Jersey, so I met them in New Jersey for that Thanksgiving. Um, and like everything was just going great. Like it was a good time in my life. Like seeing more money, traveling, figuring out what I'm gonna do, like investing wise and whatnot, just growing a lot.
Right.
And then I got the call. I remember I was sitting on my job. I'm like, this is my first, like, I wouldn't say my first apartment, but like big boy apartment, I guess. Barely
Right.
unfurnished. I'm playing the game in the living room on a bar
Yeah.
stool and whatnot.
Yeah.
And my he's my brother-in-law now, but my sister's fiance at the time called me, and like we super close now, but at the time I'm like I'm not expecting him to, like, we'll text to be like if I'm in town or whatnot.
Mhm.
But he called me. I'm on a game. I'm like, yo, what's happening? What's happening? I just hear my sister in the background like screaming. Like it sounds like she dying herself. And he like, yo, like I'm sorry, I gotta be the one to share this with you, but your mom, she's in the hospital right now. They think she had like a heart attack or something. Um, so I pretty much just hang up the phone, run in my room, just grab a bag, throw a bunch of clothes in there, and get on the road. Um, and then my brother, my younger brother, and my younger sister, they keep calling me because my stepdad, he's at the hospital, and they telling them. In hindsight, I know he's telling them not to tell me what's really going on because I got to make it down the road to get there. And
Mhm. Right.
I'm driving, and I get like probably like 40 minutes down the road. My sister called me, and somebody I was dating at the time, she was like, "Yo, do you think she could help you drive down here?" And I was like, I didn't want to like put that on her, but I was like, I also like don't want to be on the side of the road because I'm raging or something like that. So I gathered to call her and ask, and she was like really gracious enough and like locked in enough to, and like just a good person, like to help me make
Mhm.
that drive down to my family so I can get there. Um, and so I get to Durham. My mom, I didn't get to say bye to my mom. They had pulled the plug. They did everything they could to resuscitate her and whatnot. So I just remember getting home, walking in the door, my stepdad bawling, crying. I don't never see this man cry. We all, it's just sad, bro. Just like, I mean, unfortunately, I know you know the feelings that come with that. And
Yeah.
so it's just real, it's just surreal. And I felt like, why is this happening right when I felt like my life was getting good? Like, and like that was really weird. It's like I don't know. I'm like sometimes I try to piece it together. I'm like, because I moved back home and I was like the last one to get back out. So I'm like, I don't know. Did she feel like she did her job and it was just time to go? But she was working out at the time. She was relatively healthy, ate well, and she was working out with one of her close friends, and she just collapsed, and then they was never able to get her back. Uh, so so that was that's my story as far as that goes. But she was a real like kind, light-hearted woman. Like she was the glue of my family, especially her immediate family. Like held them down like emotionally, financially. She just meant a lot to a lot of people. Not that everybody's mom doesn't, but it was weird seeing that being ripped from my family and how she held so many different parts together. Um, so that was weird, and that's continues to be an adjustment, to try to fill that gap where I can with where she was doing.
Yeah, man. Bro, I appreciate you sharing that, bro. And again, my condolences, bro. Like you wouldn't even believe me right now, bro. Everything you just said, my experience is literally identical, bro.
Really, damn man.
I like my mom. Literally, bro. I'm about to tell you, this shit it's gonna fuck you up. I'm not lying to you, bro. Like at this point, my mom died December 3rd, 2021. So
Uh,
few months. I'm finishing school. That's my last semester in school, right? I
Mhm.
just got a job offer, everything, right? Shit turned around. I moved into a new apartment. It was a good, like one, like you say, them big boy apartments. I
Yeah.
ain't had shit in there, nothing like that. But it was like, okay, life is taking a turn. You feel me?
Mhm.
She gets sick out of. I moved in July. She was sick earlier on because of COVID. That was the COVID area a little bit, but
Yeah.
she was recovering. But August come, you know what I mean? And then next thing you know, she been in the hospital for a month and I ain't know. You know what I mean? My family was kind of like they ain't really want to tell me type of thing because I'm trying to finish
Mhm.
school and all of that stuff. So I'm like, this ain't normal. Like it's a little strange. I felt it, like that intuition.
Mhm.
Like I felt it leading up to it, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. And then as time, time continued to go on, right? I'm at a space where my life is progressing. Like I'm
Mhm.
about to finish school and I already got a job. I'm actually working at this time. I started work in August too. So I'm working in I was working at IT. I
Okay.
was a computer science major. So you know what I mean? I've got more money than I didn't ever had. I can go to the store and not worry about shit. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
like
You
stuff
feeling
like
good
that.
about yourself?
Yeah. So as time go on, that semester go on, bro. Like it's getting worse. Like you know what I mean? My mom, she getting worse. I'm not. I ain't heard my mom voice since August. It's like November now, bro. Like they saying, oh, she can't talk on the phone and all this shit. And at the time, even though things are still going a little well, right? It was an adjustment to having money like that. You feel me? So,
Mhm.
and I was in St. Louis at the time from Detroit, so it wasn't that easy to just go back home, especially with the new job and all of that. So, yeah, man, like November come, I would say right before Thanksgiving, my brother called me. He don't cry. He don't do none of that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's a street dude, whatever. He called me. He's silent. He like, man, they saying it like a couple pauses go by. He like, man, they saying ain't nothing they can do for her. He started crying like a motherfucker. And I'm like, what? Like, what you mean? Like, and this like November 24th, 25th. I forgot what day Thanksgiving fell on that year, but that shit, like, then I ain't gonna lie to you, right then and there, I already knew what time it was. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh my God, bro. Like, and then December 3rd, I get a FaceTime call from my brother. My brother, he on FaceTime. So I'm like,
Yeah.
man, come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? What's really going
Out
on?
of the ordinary.
Yeah, so I see her, I see her in the hospital bed, everybody there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody at the hospital. They about to pull the plug and shit, and she was just lifeless, bro. Like I still like that shit play in my head all the time, man. And I just hung up the phone. Then my auntie called me, and like you say, you had someone call you, and you can hear your sister screaming
Mhm.
like through the. Was it your
My
fiance?
brother-in-law. Well, her fiance at the time, but they married now.
Her fiance, okay, you heard her screaming.
Mhm.
Literally, I felt my auntie. She called. She was like, "Tay, she gone." Started crying, like, bro. It felt like she was in the room with me, bro. Like that's how loud she was, dog. And I was just like, and then I started bawling and everything. And then at the time, I was dating a girl too, right? And I didn't really have nobody that was in close, proximity to me
Mhm.
for real, because I finished school a little late, so everybody that I knew kind of was like moving on and
Mhm.
living every different places and shit. And she was about 4 hours away, man, and I needed her at the time, bro. And you feel me? She came down and just helped me out, bro, just because the type of person she was, like you say,
Yeah.
you feel me? So I really literally had the same experience, bro. Like, and when she came down to you feel me? Drive me down, go
Mhm.
do everything literally for me, bro. That was I still, like you say, I still try to piece that together and just try to like look back and be like, why did it happen at this time? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, was her job done? You know what I mean? Like, why she didn't really get to see, the finished product of me? You know what
Mhm.
I mean? So yeah, bro, that's crazy, man. That's crazy that you saying all of this, bro, because like you say, you never really know somebody else's experience, bro. And for a long time, I was like, man, I'm probably the only one going through this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, nah, I definitely want to offer, my condolences to you and your family as well, man. I know this is it's such a unique experience, such a and it's nothing you could ever prepare for. Like
Right,
it's literally is one of one. Like I think the only thing that could come close, and I'm not a a pain Olympics kind of dude, but like
right.
would be losing a child. Like right, like I
Yeah,
think like my grandma, she's still alive, and I think about how that affects her, and I'm like, what is like that pain of losing the person you came from, like at such
yeah.
a unexpected time
Mhm.
is tough, man. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. I wanna, obviously it's been about the same amount of time as both of us, right? You spoke on, you kind of being in that relationship phase and,
Mhm.
you not really understanding at the time like what type of person you were and like to
Mhm.
someone else, you know what I mean? Because it was probably a lot of other stuff going on, especially, I know some people could have maybe some dysfunction, but like you say, the matriarch of the family, that changes everything, bro. When that person leaves, dog, you don't know what can come from that, man.
No, for
Like,
real.
so I want to, tell me if you don't mind, like tell me a little bit about what that was like, being with someone and having to like just be present in that and still try to like show up for somebody else. Like just tell me about, your experience, bro.
I think right for me, it shatters your identity, right? Like you figure out who and what you really are,
Yeah.
at least for that moment, because it's going to change. But for me in that moment, I didn't have a problem being present physically. Like I've always been able, and this goes back to being an athlete. Like regardless of what you feel, you got to show up and produce and perform. Um, so I didn't really have a problem showing up physically or like
Right.
being present or still doing like hanging out or just quality time stuff. But the emotional part, which I already probably was struggling with as a young man, like not really being
Hmm.
fully tapped into, depleted. Like in hindsight, I could say completely depleted. Did not have the capacity to be with another human being. Um, but trying to like you don't want to be discounted or potentially rejected almost even for
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Mm.
Because like you don't want to feel I want nobody to feel like you looking for your mom and a partner or you trying to what I'm saying? So I'm trying to keep it together and just stay present, but I'm not realizing how much I'm neglecting my like what I'm actually feeling. Like and
Hmm.
I didn't realize this until like a couple months ago. Like I just been on like survival mode for a minute. Like
Literally, bro.
um,
Yes.
and so I think that's really where I just dropped the ball. I would say dropped the ball, but I just didn't wasn't able to show up.
Hmm.
And I didn't. I think part of me didn't want to admit defeat. Like this whole time, I didn't want to admit defeat and that I couldn't, still be there for somebody while I can't even be there for myself. Like that would never work.
Right.
And I think it has been very, very humbling and just making sure that I acknowledge like what I got the capacity to do and what I don't, and communicating that better and more effectively. Um, but how about yourself? If you don't mind sharing, like what did you find out during that relationship?
Yeah, man. Again, bro, like it's almost like I'm talking to myself right now. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is scary for real, like in a good way though, not on some,
Yeah,
some other shit. But yeah, bro, it was you just said something too. Like you just realized this a few months ago. I'm literally in the same boat, man, because at the time, the person that I was dating, she was like I said, she was there for me, but it's like she wants something from me too though. She want me to show up in ways that I can't right now, but I don't even know how to tell her. Like you say, I can be present. Like I was there, we was around each other, all of that. We feel me? We would go get something to eat. I'm just like a week, two after, you know what I mean? Just
yeah,
simple things, but it's just like I'm mute. Like I don't got nothing to say. And then my experience was a little different because she kind of reached a breaking point, bro. I'm speaking in hindsight, right? But like
mhm,
I understand now, like she reached a point where she couldn't give no more to me, right? And I felt abandoned because like she was asking me to do certain things, which I feel like I ain't gonna lie to you, shit is selfish. I ain't gonna lie.
nah, it is.
Like
It is.
I ain't gonna I don't sugarcoat nothing, man.
Yeah,
Like and me and this person have talked now about it, but she was wanting me to do things when I was like, man, look, I can't do it. Like,
Mhm.
I don't want to talk right now. Just, I need to just sit on this phone. You know what I mean? Like, I need to just sit here.
Yeah.
And I left this part out too. Like, when my mom died, bro, I was planning to go to grad school. So 3 weeks after, 2 weeks after burying my mom, I'm on the road going to a whole nother school to finish playing ball and start school again, bro. So now that's like a whole nother thing to deal with. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Whole drive there, I didn't say a word. I didn't listen to no music, no nothing. You know what I mean? And this person wanted me to, like I said, wanted me to show up. And all she was saying, I just need you to talk more. I need you to talk about it. I'm like, no, we can't do that right now. Like, I don't even, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I was an asshole a few times because, and she let me know that because at the time I didn't really know. I'm like, bro, do you know what you see what's going on? Like, how you
Yeah.
gonna be there for me? But then kind of flip the script a little bit about how you want me to be there for you. Like
Hmm.
that don't make sense, man. But long story short, about a month after, bro, I woke up one morning, I tried to hit her up. She blocked me on, you feel me? Like cold, like I didn't hear from her at all, bro.
Hmm.
Like she blocked me on all the socials, all of that. And I'm going through so much at the time. I'm like, fuck it, man. Like, if this what it's gotta be, like, cool, but like, yeah, man, that was an interesting experience because like you say, it shatters your whole identity. So I'm trying to figure out, like, I already knew when it happened, like, okay, I'm not the same person.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with me, but this shit don't feel like, obviously it don't feel right, but I knew I became a new person that day. You feel
Mhm.
me? Like, so it was kind of hard processing that, just knowing that, like, okay, I know, I'm going through something, but I can't give that much. But do I feel bad for not being able to show up? Like,
Yeah.
it was tricky a little bit, bro. What about you? Like, I don't know. Did you ever feel like that?
I didn't feel, I don't think, excuse me, I don't think in the moment,
Yeah.
I guess I probably felt it. I didn't know how to, process it and understand what the feelings really were. But I
Hmm.
think, again, that athletic background put you in a place to where, or put me in a place, I'll speak for myself. Like, like it ain't nothing I can't carry on these two shoulders. Like I just recently had to admit to myself, like this one got it. Like this the straw that broke the camel's back. And it's been broke. You just now
Yeah.
realizing.
Right.
Um, but like, you just put stuff to the side for the sake of showing up, like and
Hmm.
performing. Not performing in the sense of like that's not who you are, but like producing, like as a man, I hate that preface, but like
Yeah.
you just want to keep moving the needle forward. You want to keep going forward. But I realized, like, in hindsight, I didn't have it. I didn't know when
Mm.
I was gonna get it. And I can't remember if I seen this on your page on TikTok, but somebody equated it like had a crazy metaphor. It was like, yo, it felt like somebody just came through and like shot a fire extinguisher on my on like my campfire. And
Hmm.
I'll ask you, like, did you have like, I think everybody thinks their mom is good, but like objectively, like it sounds like you had like a really amazing mother, like the matriarch of your family, like one, like a mother, like. And to me, I took that a little bit further. It's like you got a mom who tending to your fire, putting the tinder in there, the twigs, she done built it up.
Hmm.
Somebody come through, extinguish it, and now
Yeah.
you left trying to figure out how to reignite it. Like you'll never be. It's never gonna be that same flame, but you got to get it back. You try always trying to get it back. But
Always
when you ain't
trying.
got when you got your mom, like when shit hit the fan, you could always go to give you that. It's just that love that will never be. And I don't expect it from nobody else, but
Hmm.
when people ain't had that removed yet, they don't really value. I won't say they don't value it. They don't understand what it means for it to not be there no more. Like your
Yeah.
mom is such a source of confidence and in everything you do. Like you could always fall back on your mama. Like
Yeah.
and and until you physically can't, like it ain't nothing nobody could tell me or you about, you
Hmm.
still gotta be conscious of how you affect people, but
Yeah.
just I advise people to be graceful because when it's your turn, which unfortunately we all gonna experience it, some sooner than
Right.
others, just keep that in mind. Like you might be out of your mind or not. You're not gonna be the same person either. Like so
Yeah.
that's kind of what I've gathered from it.
Yeah, nah, bro. You speaking facts, bro, because again, yeah, my mom, man, she was like just everything to me, bro. Like I could just if I was anything I was going through, I could just call her and just have a conversation and that mood that it altered
Hmm.
immediately. You feel me? She could get me through anything, just that comfort and just being there. And I always feel like, these past, few years, especially, dealing with the relationship side, I think people assume that you looking, for your mother and them, but that's not what it is. For me, it wasn't. I'm just trying to tell you, like, this, like, I don't know what I'm still trying to figure out not having this in my life. You know what I'm saying? It's so much, bro. Like, it is so much, so many things that you probably don't even know in the moment. It probably take you a year to realize that you don't have anymore. You feel me? So that was kind of like the part that I was, that I was struggling with because it's like you you got to experience it, right? And this person that that I was dating at the time, like I said, I didn't talk to her for like a year after that,
Hmm.
right? And I don't want people to feel this, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying
Yeah.
like, and I've had people say, "Oh, you want me to feel like yo, you want me to?" No, I promise you I
Right. Wish
don't,
this shit.
bro. I'm
Nobody,
just
bro.
I'm just trying to like help you understand like what is going on right now. You feel me? And this person ended up coming back and coming back around, and she had to experience that.
Uh,
And she really understood what I was, everything. Like I said, we had a talk, we had a conversation, and it's all good, you know what I mean? But again, you never know until you have to really experience that, bro. And you can be selfish and all of these things, and then it happens, and now you in the same place that you couldn't understand. So that's why I love what you say about, you really just gotta be, kind to people, bro, because you don't. I'm telling you, that shit, you don't know what way that can change your entire life within a second, bro.
yeah. Bro. It just taught me that life's so. I mean, I always knew life was fragile, but that really like
Yeah,
in an instant. Like I'm playing a video game. Like I'm on Apex Legends, thinking I'm getting off. Like
yeah.
and now my mama did. Like that don't even make sense,
That
bro.
don't even make
That
sense,
never
right?
will.
Yeah, yeah.
Or at least not sense that I was ever meant to understand.
Mm,
I should say that. Um, but yeah, no, I agree. I hate she had to experience that to give you that empathy and that grace. But I've had a
right,
similar
right.
experience too. 'Cause I've dated somebody who lost a partner before, and
Mm,
I actually texted her too. I was like, "Yo, I commend you for even trying to like create space for another human being after losing
right.
somebody you were with prior. Like I can't like now. I hate it took me to go through this to understand some of the feelings that you were navigating while trying to like
Yeah,
create space for another human being. Like it is. So it comes and goes. You just hope people be a little bit more mindful, for sure.
yeah, man. Yeah, definitely, man. I wanna ask you, bro. Just as a man, like, how long did you have, like an outlet or like a safe space? And if not, like, what was that like? Just going through that time, just not feeling like you able to talk about it, like, or what was your experience like with friends and family and all of that? Because everyone's is different, but like, what was
Yeah.
yours like navigating that part?
So safe space. Me and my sister, we always, or my biological sister, we always been like this. Like I walked her down the aisle. Like that's
Okay.
my dog. Like so, we had each other to go through it with. And then I mean, my step siblings, I consider them my real siblings, but they were all
Mhm.
there, very real close with my mom.
Right.
And then my mom's side of the family, that's who I grew up around in New Jersey. I would spend my summers up there. So we all just leaned on each other. So I'm always grateful for that. But as far as like having an outlet, I don't know that I guess yeah, more so my sister, just talking to it about it with my sister, and then to get my brother-in-law, like getting a real I guess a man's, like he's a man's man. Like I got
Right.
nothing but respect for him. And one time he just asked me, he was like, we catering to the women, make sure they straight, da 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 da. But he was like, yo, like, how you doing? Like throughout all this, like, cause with men go handle it differently.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I think I done ran out of tears, bro. Like it ain't in that moment, I thought it wasn't nothing more to talk about or to go through, but that was the furthest thing from the truth. Um, so really, yeah, just my sister, my family, and then unfortunately, one of my good friends from high school, she lost her mom like I think a week or two right after my mom passed away.
Mm,
Um, so me and her, we talk. We've been able to love
yeah.
on each other a little bit. I need to be better about connecting with her about that now, but
Right, right.
we got a shared experience. How about you? Where'd you kind of go to lean on or?
Yeah, man. I just want to say, bro, I'm definitely glad that you had that structure and that dynamic with,
Mhm.
your sister and your family, man, because that can make or break a
Yeah.
situation like that, bro. Like, yeah, bro. But my experience was a little different. I'm the youngest of 10 kids. Kind of between two family type thing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, but I didn't really have nobody really to turn to, bro. Like, because it was a lot of things going on, prior to my mom passing that I wasn't aware of. You know what I mean? Just grown people being dealing with their midlife crisis type shit. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I don't even know what's going on, but there's a lot of tension, right? So
Yeah.
that was starting to divide, the family, but I didn't know. But then when my mom passed, I had to find out that too. So everybody divided, ain't nobody talking to each other, none
Mhm.
of that stuff. So I didn't have the family aspect at all. You know what I mean? My dad's side of the family was trying to be there for me, but it was I ain't gonna lie to you, it was too much because some things went on when I was a child too that kind of kept me shielded away from that side. Some
Mhm.
shit that that I still really don't know about. So it was hard accepting that, that support from them, but they was really trying to be there now that I see, you know what I mean? But they was
Mhm.
really trying to just comfort me. But I rejected that shit because it didn't feel right, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like I ain't talked to a lot of them in so long. So I went a long time with just, the girl at the time that I was dating, that was really my kind of my outlet in a way. But then when she like, when she just went gone on me,
Mhm.
I was like, oh shit, like I'm really in this shit by myself. So, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, out for about a year and a half, almost 2 years, bro, I was just alone. You know what I mean? I'm still in school and all this. I'm playing
Mhm.
ball. I'm working. I'm doing all this, bro. But when I go home, it was just like it was dark in there, bro. It was super dark in there.
Yeah. Nah. I get that for sure. It's crazy. I mean, you highlighted how similar our experiences are. Like, I got, a strange relationship with my father. Like,
Yeah,
and there's a lot of stuff that went on between him and my mom when I was young, like seeing a lot of like, like abuse emotionally, physically.
yeah,
And he was just in and out of my life. And he deals with like mental health issues and whatnot. He's like like clinically diagnosed as bipolar.
okay.
And he wasn't at my mom's funeral. Like he didn't even know my mom passed away. Like he called me like a month afterwards. Like, oh yeah,
Mm,
like I heard your mom passed away. And I'm the same way too. Like his actions and inactions has always made me reject his family. Like outside of his dad, like my grandpa, but he passed away in 2019. But like
yeah,
it's like, yo, like I don't know you. Like I don't know you like at all for real. And
right.
it's not even
Yeah,
being mean, but like you can't comfort me because we don't even have like we can't establish a relationship based on the fact that that my mom is dead. Like
yeah. Right,
that
right.
ain't that
Yeah.
ain't what I need right now. Like and it's just not it's gonna come off disingenuous. Like
Hmm.
real Hallmark card ish. Like you just stopped by the store and got me this. Like it ain't it
Ooh,
don't touch the heart. I'm not saying the intention not there, but
yeah.
that's just how it comes across. But nah, that's crazy. We really damn near do got a very similar. This shit's crazy.
Yeah, bro. I like the way you broke that down. That's it. That's literally how I felt. It was like, you feel me? I really don't know you to accept this right now. And this shit feel forced. Like it feel very scripted. And there was a lot of people trying to do shit for me. And I'm like, bro, I'm good. Like after a while, cause it kept coming so fast and it was
Mhm.
different. I'm like, bro, like where y'all been? Like,
Like
why
this
y'all
what it took.
you get what I'm saying? Like granted, like it wasn't like I was, like holding it like making it seem like like I say the intention wasn't there, but it was the wrong time, bro. Like Nah, like I don't even know why you doing this for me for real. Like
Yeah,
you feel me? That shit was just man, it was man, that's just a lonely feeling, bro, for real.
100%. It's weird. It's weird,
Yeah,
man.
it's weird for
That's the
sure.
only way I can.
It's
That's one
weird,
of the
man.
only words I can use.
Have you at this point now, have you found yourself, what kind of space are you in now about it, bro, if you don't mind me asking?
Um, I'm uncovering a lot because my last like relationship, like some of the stuff she shared with me, I was like, all right, you kind of tripping, but I had to like again be like, bro, she was like
Yeah.
experiencing you outside of yourself, so it got to be some like she not a malicious person. She not telling me this like to be rude or to be angry or you know what I'm saying,
Right,
just
right.
maybe like didn't work out. Like so, I was like, yo, let me really take a look, and it really made me better understand like I think you highlighted like your like the abandonment
Hmm.
part um and then the armor or the wall that you unconsciously put up because like you done had one of the most intimate relationships of your life just like ripped away from you. Like I'm
Hmm.
not pushing you away, but I'm not also not letting you in because of that subconscious fear that if this shit get too good again,
Yeah.
that niggas ain't trying. I don't know if you
No, you good. No, you good, bro. This
niggas ain't
raw,
trying to
raw and uncut, bro. Go ahead.
like
Yeah, say how
like
you feel.
experience that, but like I wasn't
Yeah.
consciously thinking that while I'm with this person. But as I
Hmm.
look back and reflect, it's like okay, well I probably already learned some of these habits throughout my childhood, just because again with my father and whatnot, and
Right.
but it's definitely been enhanced due to experiencing the grief of my mother. Like
Hmm.
I'm like, it's just so many little things. Like, also, this is something I realized too. Like, if you got a spectrum of like shit that matters, right? Your mama gone is like the extreme. So also, I notice like when people bring up shit that I find to be very trivial and like not impactful, I don't even like recognize it. Like, it could be
Yeah.
something like she would be like, "Yo, you will never tell me about your day," and I'm like, "Yo, like, I went to work, played the game, went to the gym, hung out." Da, da. But
Yeah.
like, that don't move the needle for me because
Right.
it's not big, it's not uh again to me impactful. But that stuff matters when you're dealing with another human being. That's how you create like you bond and you know what I'm saying? So like it's a lot of stuff I'm unraveling right now between her and then the stuff with my dad like
Yeah.
that I don't know if I was consciously ignoring it, but this really showed me how it was potentially showing up, and I don't want to like
Mm.
keep repeating that and making like I can't change to a certain extent. Like also have needs as well. I'm not going to conform to fit in a box, but like I also do if I want a relationship or to deal with somebody again at some point. Like I have to compromise and learn how to work through that stuff. So I'm emotionally safe for them. Um, And I think that's what I'm learning the most about myself is like making sure I'm presenting myself as, or not even presenting myself, being emotionally safe. Like,
Yeah.
um, so yeah.
Boy, you dropping some gems right now, yo, bro. I'm telling you, dog. I've been going through the same, like literally the same thing, man. Because I had to, hear someone else tell me, like, "Hey, this is what I was dealing with from you." And at some point, like, you're like, hold on, you was tripping a lot throughout
Yeah.
that, but I couldn't really understand because I'm living in this grief so hard, right? And I
Mhm.
don't know what that looks like. I know it ain't good, but from another lens, that shit could be a total different story. So I'm hearing this from her and I'm like, now this was, now it made me realize like, damn, I probably like that shit was probably
Mhm.
extreme for her. You know what I mean? Like, and I was just like, damn, like in the moment you don't really understand because you trying to be there, but it ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? Like you can't do what you're trying to do at the end of the day. So I was like, just trying to now navigate. Okay, like I definitely need to, just be aware of what this person felt, like just
Uh,
being with me and just seeing this every day. And she told me too, she was like, I was grieving while you was grieving, and I ain't lost nobody. And I was just like, at the moment, I'm like, man, that don't even fucking make sense. You ain't lose
yeah,
nobody. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? But then later on, she kind of helped me understand. Like, I'm watching you deal with this shit every day. You don't see, you feel me? You don't know how your mood's changing. Even if I tell her like, look, I'm good. I'm just chilling. You know what I mean? Like, but that shit can look, it can look like red in her eyes. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like some completely worse thing. So it's a man. That's a Man, you just never know. You never know what something like that could do to you, bro. So yeah, I definitely appreciate you sharing that, bro. That's real. That's
100%.
real transparent, man. I feel like people like we don't have these conversations enough when it come to really just understand how this affected us,
Yeah,
especially to other people, bro. Because we think we just people just don't understand, which they don't. You know what I mean? But also we kind of we got some shit to work on.
yeah.
Yeah.
You got to take ownership of it because I
Yeah.
mean, like, if you don't talk about it, you can't really. They can't address it. And that's something I learned too. Like you
Yeah.
said, I'm chilling, but also my therapist taught me this too. Like, she told me women got like the 64 box of Crayolas, like feelings, like, and we
Mhm.
probably got four,
Yeah.
like anger, joy,
Yeah.
and like yeah, like four emotions. But they really be picking up on stuff, and like
They
I
do.
used to be like, cause like the last woman I was dealing with, she was real emotional. Like some of that I love because she reminded me of my mom. Like she could like
Mhm.
nurture me in certain ways I never really
Yeah.
like experienced. But also some of it became overwhelming for me because I didn't have like I wasn't acknowledging my lack of capacity to handle that at certain times
Right,
and
right.
not communicating the boundary like maybe as effectively. Like I know you're going through this, but I'm dealing with this right now. But I done told her I'm cool all day.
Mhm.
And now she bring this to me, and I done told her like I'll be completely transparent. Like, what I was like, yo, I don't really care to hear that no more. Like about this no more. If you're not gonna change it, like if you're not gonna do nothing to change it.
Right.
And I didn't like in my mind. I'm like I think that's pretty normal. Like if but when I process and be like, women got all these different emotions and how it could land, and also I didn't give her the opportunity to tailor her approach because I've been good this whole time.
Mhm.
Like I done told her I'm straight, or ain't nothing happened today. Like I ain't feel no type of way. Like I'm just keeping going. I'm just in this autopilot,
Yeah.
but I'm internally suffering because I don't want to burden her either. Like I don't want to put this on her. It's not her responsibility to fix this for me.
Exactly.
But I also wasn't giving her the proper signs or tools
Mhm.
to navigate when I may or may not be like feeling certain things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just taking ownership of that type of stuff, I think is super important.
Yeah, yeah, man. For definitely, bro. Like I can relate 1,000%, man. Like accountability has been the biggest just the biggest thing with grief with this grief lesson in general, which is everything in life, bro. Like a lot of the things that I was dealing with was, just some inner work that I was avoiding. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to realize that now. And like it may take, I think, for most people, like you say, like, this relationship phase, I think that will provide you a lot of clarity, bro. Like that you feel me? Like you said, you didn't even really knew existed. So that's definitely a good step, man. I definitely appreciate you, sharing that, bro.
Mhm. No, 100%. They a mirror. I mean, good or bad, whether how the relationship turn out. If it's a
Yeah.
halfway decent person, like some people
Right.
just gonna be malicious or whatever. But
Yeah, of course.
um, because when you by yourself or isolated, like you only got to deal with you. Like you could go to work, perform for a little bit, put your mask on or whatever it is you do to get through the day, uh, and then come home and sit in whatever it is you deal with. Like, of course, it's gonna
Yeah.
be cool because it's only you that got to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but once you bring another individual in close proximity,
Ooh, that's
mother-
different.
motherfucker could hear you breathe too hard one time, and now they know you mad or you look at them like a little off, and then you know what I'm saying. So
Man,
it's crazy. You think you can hide it or like control it, but it seeps out and it finds its way back to the surface every time. Um, so
nah, bro, that's the realest shit I done heard today. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. 'Cause she was telling me the same thing, and in my head, I'm like, man, I'm just sitting here. I'm just in the bathroom, or whatever it was, right? But looking back, I'm like, I knew I was probably tweaking or something, like doing something just unordinary. You feel me? Like my mood was, I couldn't understand what my moods was like around this person. But
yeah,
like, again, I'm seeing it from just my lens. Like, your shit don't matter. Like, you know what I mean? That's
mhm,
how I was looking at it. But now it's like, ooh, boy, I was probably, man, I couldn't imagine that, like, dealing with that, and somebody not understanding, you know what I mean?
mhm.
Like, with a person. So, man, yeah, shout out to the woman who, yeah, shout out to them, man, because they
Nah,
they put up
facts.
they put up with a lot, bro. Like when it so yeah, I'm gonna just leave it
100%.
at that, man. But hey, what's next for you as far as business wise with the next play, man? What's something that we can expect from you?
Definitely looking to get back into virtual podcasts like this, but more so like live events, like
Okay.
networking events,
Right.
helping student athletes learn how to properly like put a resume together, networking like the real way and not just, going up asking somebody for a job, like actually building real relationships
Right.
and learning how to best position yourself. 'Cause I mean, this job market crazy right now, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like I got the 1, 2, 3 ticket to get you a job, but I also know there's certain
Right.
things you could do to put yourself in the best position to navigate and transition from sports into working like the real world, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that's really what I'm looking forward to. I definitely took some time off, a lot of time off. I didn't realize too that was due to my grief. So looking to get
Yeah.
get back up um, and get things rolling.
Okay. Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I really love what you're doing, bro.
For sure.
Again, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate you
Uh,
having me.
yeah, of course, bro. Man, we about to wrap it up, but I want to say this too, man. If there's anything that I can do to help you in that aspect as well, with your business and with your ventures and the avenues, bro. You got a friend in me, bro, for real, like on some real shit, bro. Because like I said, it's real what you doing, bro, and I know a lot of people can use this for real. So
Yeah, nah, we could
that's
definitely we could get you on there, talk
yeah,
about your transition from baseball into what you're doing now, for sure.
for sure, bro. Yeah, I'd be honored to be on there, bro. I appreciate it for real.
No doubt. Appreciate you too, man.
All right, y'all. Well, that's a wrap for this episode, man. Jared came through,
Yes, sir.
told his story, man. It was a real good conversation, man. It's a lot of people out here who deal with a lot of the same things that we will never even, sometimes you think you're the only one until, like he said earlier, until you share and realize the connection that you have with people out here, man. And it can help a lot, help ourselves, and it can help a lot of people. So, yeah, man, it's a wrap for this episode.